Silver Eagle Mintage by the numbers. Welcome, my name is Derek and today's date is Saturday the 18th of July 2015 and this video is going to focus on Silver Eagle Mintage, go through a bunch of different numbers along the way as it's a suspended time because the U.S. Mint isn't selling any Eagles. Now, they only sell to about 5 or 6 primary customers, somewhere in that area. Don't quote me on that exact number, but it's low. And then those dealers would spread it out to different people. Now, the reason why numbers of sales grow higher is because more people want them. So if different suppliers that you buy from, the AppMexes, you go to your local coin shop and find a 2014 Eagle or such, well, there's only one place that it can come from. But overall, we're going to talk about the suspensions next, as this is the third time in as many years the Mint has suspended sales, with November 2014 and January 2013 being the last 2 times on my memory. Not too sure if it has occurred beforehand, but obviously it is now. Now, in January 2013, where they suspended sales, it is the highest mintage month ever, with almost 7.5 million Silver Eagles sold. Now, January is where the most sales naturally come. Of the top 5 months ever, 4 of them are January figures. But right now, that is what the bar is set for the highest month to beat. Now let's talk about some article headlines. For the last time it ran out, the article that you might read would state, U.S. Mint Silver Eagles sold out, reported 2 million sold in 2 hours, and this was dated November the 5th. Now in this time frame, there was a total of 4.14 million Eagles sold and is currently the 12th highest month for total mintage. Now, that's going to be important as I continue on further because, well, we're at the same deal here. U.S. Mint sold out of silver coins due to strong demand. And what's interesting about this is the current mintage for this month is set at 2.709 million Eagles. Now, if this is the final total, it will rank as the 53rd highest month. Now, I've been hearing from the original documents dated on the 7th that they were going to suspend sales for 2 weeks, which should mean that when this week starts, they'll be selling silver again. And if that's the case, it should flirt with the 4 to 5 million mark and hit the top 10 that I'll be showing momentarily. And then I've been hearing on sites like Silver Doctors and such that they're not going to sell them again until August. Now, I haven't got any new information on the status of the suspension, but if it doesn't resume until August, what's up with that? And I say that because there has been 52 months in the past where they have sold more than 2.7 million Eagles, and they cannot handle it and such here. They've had suspensions before where they did take some time. Is it because the costs are too high for them now? And of course, they're selling it for cheaper as the prices continuously decline. That could be one of the reasons why. And there's so many conspiracy theories when you continue on for more reasons. Now let's take a look at the top 10. Now, January is normally the best month, and I'm going to get into that, but I'm going to show the top 10 that do not include January numbers. So the highest is October 2014 at 5.79 million. The 10th highest, February of 2014 at 3.75. Now look at these dates. All of them occurred from 2010 on, and only one of them occurred before the market top in April of 2011, and that was number 6, September of 2010. There is 5 of them from 2014. There's one from 2015. So despite the fact that prices have went lower, people have wanted more silver, and that should just be a no-brainer because, hey, wait a second, now I can get it at a cheaper price, but more importantly, I can get more. Had the price been staying at that $50 mark, I'd only be able to buy a third of the silver that I'm getting today, thus helping to increase the numbers to get higher. Now let's talk about January for a bit, because that's the month that people are going to talk about that's just going to have massive sales. And this chart, going back to 1987, will show the rankings how January did. So if you want to say historically it does amazing, well, top 2, top 3, yeah, I guess it does. But before 2010, it had only 3 times been the best month of the year, which would have been 1990, 1991, 2008, and now 2011, 2012, 2013, and 2015. So 4 of the last 5 years, we have seen January have the highest month. Now, the reason for such is because of fascination of years, maybe, that, okay, so you go into the new year, you want to get the new 2016, 27 Eagles and Maples and all those such that come in. You got to wait until the new year to buy them. It's not like a car that they'll put the New Year's versions months before the end of the year. No. So that's why it's the case. And people care about such. Now, more so now, in 2009, I have no idea why it was the second lowest. But this is the January levels. Let's talk about the worst 5 months in the modern era, which we'll say is since the 2011 price highs. The 5th worst, which is the 97th best overall month ever, December 2012, which is 1 and almost 2/3 of a million. And in 119th place is the worst price, or the worst mintage since then, and that's 1.2 million. Now, some interesting stats. This month that we have now is the 346th month since Silver Eagles have been created. Not one of the worst 227 months occurred post Lehman Brothers collapse in 2008. So every single month of the bottom 227 is going to be early 2008 and earlier, and they're usually all earlier. So that's pretty interesting. Now I'm going to put a normal one of my charts up. And this chart is the 12-month average mintage. So currently, over the last 12 months, 3.53 million Eagles is the average. And each one of these candles represents 3 months of data. So 3 months ago, the average would have been 3.45, as it is up 0.08. And of course, the trend, downtrend, up, sideways up, and sideways to an uptrend because it's holding the 18 average. Now, it's interesting, if you talk about the chart analysis, you can talk a little bit about this failed move here, fast move to the upside. But 2.7 million, where we're at this month, as in very high demand. Now, 2.7 million is down here. Levels seen back in 2009. That was what the average was back then. So again, if they are unable to resume sales in the month of July, and they're not going to sell again until August, then what's the problem? Because the average has been in the 3s the entire time. So again, it really makes me wonder, question the whole thing that's going on, more than just regular conversation, that is. So thank you for tuning in, and have yourself a magnificent weekend. Bye-bye.